Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. We're all familiar with the story. Humpty's life on the wall, his unexpected fall, and the inability of well-meaning people to help him to rebuild his life. Like Humpty Dumpty, many of us have had the experience of receiving help from someone only to have that person leave and the situation deteriorate. When helping doesn't help, it hurts. And in Humpty Dumpty's case, he was left broken and hopeless. Let's think about Humpty Dumpty's story for a moment as it relates to poverty in our community. Did you know that the federal poverty level for a family of 4 is a little over $24,000 a year? Can you imagine the balancing act for a family of 4 living on the wall and being one unexpected bill away from having a great fall? Recently, a pair of Harvard University economics professors released a report ranking the toughest cities for a person to escape poverty. Charlotte ranked behind Baltimore, Maryland, as the second most difficult city for a person to earn their way out of poverty. Now, facts like these are sobering and they're disturbing, but I do invite you to lean in, because there is a way for people like you and me to make a difference and have an impact with this situation. Okay? So on one hand, we have our community. It's a difficult place for people to escape poverty. On the other hand, there are as many churches in the city of Charlotte as there are in any other city in the United States. There are a lot of churches in our community. Now, on average, over 50% of all churches do something to help people with the issue of food. They do a canned food drive. They maybe have a food pantry. Maybe they even serve a meal for homeless folks, and that's awesome. Only 22% of all churches do something to help people with clothing. Maybe they have a used coat drive. Maybe they have a clothing closet at the church. Maybe they even gather socks to give away to homeless folks during the winter. But would it surprise you to learn that less than 2% of all churches are committed to helping men and women living in poverty to get a job? To get a job. And so what we're talking about now is just this issue of employment. And so I'm a part of a group, a unique group in Charlotte, that's trying to tackle this issue of employment. I can tell you why a lot of other people aren't doing it. Because it's difficult. It's really, really hard work. We don't know what to do with people who aren't like us. We don't know what to say, and we don't know what to do, and we don't know what to say, and often that leads to a lot of friction. And oftentimes we take the easy way out. You see, often it's easier to give away a used coat or a can of Beanie Weenies than it is to build a relationship. It's easier to make a contribution, write out a check, than it is to make a commitment. It's just easier to do a lot of things than it is to tackle the problem. So I'm a part of a group, and we have launched a unique program to try to help men and women to get jobs. Nothing is more authentically transformational than helping a person get a job. Nothing can change a person's life more significantly than to helping them with an employment issue. Having a job is more than just about earning a living. It's about instilling in a person a sense of dignity and hope and meaning in their lives. So with this movement we've started is very, very unique. It's a small collection of individuals and churches, and we're committed to this issue of unemployment. Now here's the thing. We do not have a website, we don't have a name, and we don't have a budget. But we do have a mission, and our mission is to enhance lives through the power of employment. And we have a vision, and our vision is a community where men and women have the opportunity to get a job and to earn a living and provide for themselves and their family. And we have a plan for getting this work done. And the plan is people and the local church. And you know what? We don't have another plan. We feel like we've got all that it takes to get this job done. So what we've started is a unique series of job training programs with a unique twist. During our 12-week program, we'll cover all kinds of topics, like why work? What are some obstacles to getting a job? Why character is so important in the workplace? How to go about getting a job? How to keep a job? What it takes to be successful? We use an excellent curriculum, but the curriculum is not the key. Notebook and a syllabus does not change lives. What changes lives is relationships. So if you show up at one of our classes, you'll find out that they're based on the value and dignity of worth of all the people who show up. Mother Teresa once said that it's impossible to overestimate the worth of an individual person. And so we believe in the dignity and the value of every person that comes to one of our classes. And we believe that relationships are the key. You see, oftentimes people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. And so if you came to one of our classes, you discover that the first 30 minutes we share a meal together. You learn a lot about a person when you share a meal with them. You laugh and you tell stories and you learn about families. And along the way, the leaders of the class, in essence, are earning the right to engage with the students with this sensitive issue of employment, where they've had failures, where they've had successes, where they have needs. Once the class starts, it's not just a teacher and a bunch of students, and this is really the special sauce of this whole thing. We have mentors who commit a one-on-one relationship. So each student is paired up with a mentor, and the mentor commits to walk with the student on their employment journey. The mentors share life with the students. In the course of sharing life, they've earned the right to talk to them about this issue of work and how they can go about getting a job and how they can keep one. Last school year, we led 3 of these classes. This fall, we've had 3 additional classes. Relationships have been built, new community has been formed, and along the way, people have gotten jobs. People like Tati. Tati came to the United States from Haiti when her community was destroyed by the earthquake in 2010. She showed up at class and she was very quiet. We weren't even sure she wanted to be there. And along the way, Tati shared with her mentor her dream of being a nurse. The mentor asked Tati if she considered being a nursing assistant as a pathway to becoming a nurse. Tati didn't even know what that was. So the mentor arranged for Tati to tour the hospital. She got to meet some nursing assistants, see what they did, and she began to study to become a nursing assistant. And you can imagine the celebration that took place in class when Tati arrived one day and she had passed the exam. She was qualified to be a nursing assistant. And then about a month later, she got a job working in an assisted living community. It was great. And then there's Tammy. Tammy had a lot of obstacles to overcome in her employment journey, but she had a passion for helping low-income people find affordable housing. And during our class time, she did not waver from that passion. And there were times we tried to get Tammy to be open to other thoughts and other avenues, but she was committed to this end. Class ended, Tammy didn't have a job, but her mentors continued in relationship with her. And then one day I saw on Facebook Tammy's post, "I just got my dream job." And she's working with a local nonprofit to help people find affordable housing. And among the comments and likes on Facebook were people from the class, mentors and students who were celebrating with Tammy her new success. We actually had class last night, and I asked a couple of folks why they liked this class that they were attending. Jackie said, because nobody judges me here. Nobody's against me. Everybody's for me, and I feel like you're wanting me to be successful. Jamila said, I leave here every week with a roadmap of what I need to be doing to help myself get a job. So there are a lot of joys and successes in this work, and I'd like to share with you my life is richer and deeper because of my involvement with my new friends. But it's not always easy. Anthony's not in this picture. We've got a few rules in the class. You're supposed to show up on time, supposed to do the work, supposed to be honest, and if you're not going to attend, you're supposed to call and let us know. And Anthony was doing great in class, and we knew that he had a record. We knew his past. And one day I got a collect phone call from the Mecklenburg County Jail. And it was from Anthony. And Anthony had messed up again. And he had messed up so significantly that he was going to be going to prison. And all we could do was weep together on the phone. And so there's great joy and there's great pain. And that's what happens when you engage with people and build relationships. I'd love to invite you to be a part of this journey with us. I'd love for you to come and visit a class one day, anytime. I'd love for you to provide a meal for a class. I promise you, it would be the most joyful thing you could do to provide a meal for one of our classes. It'd be unbelievable. I'd like to challenge some of you to be a mentor, to really invest in the life of another. I'd really challenge you to knock on the door of a local church and encourage them to make a difference in this significant area of employment and what the church can do to make a difference in our community. You know, we have got a great day. Y'all are in, we're in for a real treat. They got the minor leagues up here first, and then you've got all the real speakers later on, okay? And we're in for a great treat, and folks have really put in a lot of great time and effort into making this possible, and it's really a joy for us to be here. And when all the excitement of this day, though, settles, and we all go back to our normal lives, you're going to find a group of us still hanging around the wall, offering up a hand in friendship, trying to help people down off the wall safely to help them get a job. And you're going to find us knocking on the door of the church, challenging them to be involved in this issue of employment. You're going to find us dreaming about a community that's not known as the second most difficult city in the United States for a person to escape poverty. That is a community that helps people and embraces people, helps them get a job. See, together, all of us can make a difference. And together, all of us can help rewrite Humpty Dumpty's story. And it might go something like this. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. With deep conviction, people overcame the friction. And Humpty gave him a nod and he went off to his job.